Alright, I did that axe practice video, and there's another one on the way also. I got a few questions about my axe that I carry, and I'll go over the one that I used to carry and one that I carry today. First off, start by saying you need to have, if you're going to carry an axe, you need to have a very nice sheath, right? Something that's going to cover it up. There's a couple different styles here. It's a total pouch style. It covers the whole head of the axe, like on this one. Has a nice solid locking buckle, and on the edge it has rivets. You can put a welt in there also, but it's not always necessary if you have rivets. This one is just the blade type style. Covers it. The advantage over this is you can actually use this to pound stakes in, but you got to be careful because if you're pounding stuff, it can force that sheath down onto your axe also. So it can end up screwing up your sheath, and I found that out firsthand. So a couple different styles of axe sheaths. The one that I have been carrying for many years is a Plumb. It's also called a boy's axe. Nice little axe. The head on this is about pound and a quarter, a pound and a half. Total length is about 24 to 26 inches. Is about 26. Great little axe. Carried it for a lot of years. Cut down a lot of small trees with it. Split a lot of firewood with it. Cut a lot of boughs with it. It's held up real well. If you notice something, how clean it is, I try and keep all my axes as clean as I can and as shiny as I can, and the reason for that is it won't stick in the wood as much, especially if you get into real sappy woods like you have in the north woods. So if you keep the face of your axe clean, it'll chop better for you and it won't get stuck as much. So that's just a little thing that I do, not necessarily anything you have to do. The handles, I always soak them in linseed oil. And the handle where it comes up into the eye, I always make sure that my wood swells up outside of the eye so I get no slippage at all with the handle. I've heard a lot of people have trouble with handles, and they say, I've heard some people say, oh, just put more metal wedges in it. I'm not a big fan of metal wedges. If I don't have to put a metal wedge in, I don't. I haven't had it for years because I swell the heads. I will soak them in for months in linseed oil. So it works real well for me. So this is the one I carried for a long time. Total weight on this is about 2.5 pounds. The one I'm carrying now was a gift from a good friend of mine. It's a Wetterlings 26-inch small forest axe, I believe is what it's called. They carry it. You can find them all over the place. Bushcraft Outfitters carries them. A few other places carry them. From what I hear, they're getting more expensive. I got this one when it was bought. I think it was like $55-ish, and I think they're up to like $75 now. But that's just the way it goes. If you buy an axe like this, though, I mean, you have to look at it as an investment. If it's something you're going to use, you'll have it for the rest of your life. It's actually something you can hand down to your kids too. So with this one, it's got a lot of the black carbon buildup and such from the forging process, but you can still sand it down and make it smooth. And the cutting edge, I always try and keep as shiny as I can. Also, been using it a little bit, so I haven't had time to shine it up, but it's it cuts real well, cuts real smooth. And once again, this head's just a little bit heavier. It's maybe pound and 3/4, 2 poundish head, right around in there. A little bit heavier, but not much, hardly at all. The handle is hickory, and so is this one. But if you can tell the difference between the handles, it's a little bit beefier than that Plumb. Really, it gives you a little bit better grip. I'm real fond of it. Cuts very well, limbs very well. Once again, you're not going to be taking down great big trees with these. Pretty much anything about the size of your calf is about the maximum size that you want to take down with a bushcraft axe, in my opinion. Now you can take down bigger stuff, but in the hardwoods you're going to be beating yourself up pretty good. Something I did with this one is I put markings on it. There's a mark right there, the mark right there, that's for 1 inch, 12 inch, and then there's one on the head right there for 24. So I can actually measure distances with my axe. I actually picked that up from that book, Wildwood Wisdom. That's one of the books that I had in my video. But great little axe. I don't think you can beat it for the money. I know a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say a lot. Some people don't like Wetterlings. I've never had an issue with them. Never had an issue with the temper. It's always been great. It's super sharp, stays sharp. great little axe. So those are a couple of the Bushcraft axes that I've used and do use still today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.